Hey everybody, this is Rory Travis, aka Devin Daniels from Power Rangers Beast Morphers, and you're listening to The Grid. Activate Beast Power!
Morphin Legacy presents The Grid.
Howdy, Ranger Nation. This is Shadow822, Vice President of MorphinLegacy.com. Welcome to our very first retrospective. Reviewing the entirety of Power Rangers Beast Morphers. This is also our first episode of 2021, and our first episode with our new logo, graphics, and vibes.
We're killing it in the vibes department.
Just immaculate vibes.
Joining me in this episode is Austin.
Hi.
And Amber.
Happy New Year!
So how this retrospective will work is that we'll talk about our favorite and least favorite aspects of the season, and then we'll wrap things up by listing our hopes for Done Fury. So with that,
let's go ahead and get this shit started.
Power Rangers.
Go, go, Power Rangers!
It's Morphin time.
For justice we fight, with Beast Morphin light, together we rise! Go, go, Power Rangers! Go, go, Power Rangers!
Beast Morphers.
alrighty, so before we get into our favorite and least favorites, let's talk about the story. Set in the city of Coral Harbor, Grid Battle Force creates a team of Power Rangers to protect the Morphex Tower network from the sentient computer virus Evox and his gang of cybervillains. Okay, so first is our favorite episodes. Austin, you go first. What's your favorite episode of Beast Morphers?
I mean, I'm on brand.
You really are.
Like, it's not going to be very surprising. My first favorite episode is Silver Switch. I mean, on God. Great to be human. Do I need to say that much about that? It was a cultural reset. Obviously, Abraham had so much fun in the episode. You can tell.
I think everybody did.
Yeah, it's a great time.
More of this, please.
Alright, so also my favorite episode of Beast Morphers is Silver Switch. I loved the body swap shenanigans. Seeing Abraham act like Steel was hilarious. And you could really see him get into it, playing a different character that wasn't like Nate. And also, the voice actor for Steel did a really good job voicing the character in that episode.
It lined up really well. Abraham is the lip-syncing icon.
Also, love the musical number. I wanted a musical number in Power Rangers for literally years, and I finally got it. And fun fact, by the way, Great to Be Human was choreographed by Olivia Tennant.
I love that.
I didn't know that. What a queen. An icon to legend, a star.
Also, oh God, this episode made me feel for Steel, because at this point, we kind of had shades of Steel possibly becoming human, because we got a casting thing for Teen Steel, and I'm like, oh, don't do this. Don't do this. But then, oh God, when he was getting his ice cream cone, and he was pretending to lick it, and he's like, I'm not eating ice cream. I just don't have a mouth. Oh my God. My heart melted. Alrighty, so Amber, what is your first choice for favorite episode?
I mean, mine are really no particular order, but the first one on my list is also Silver Switch. And honestly, just any Steel-focused episode is a good one for me. Like, I'm not even that mad at it.
I mean, there's some bad Steel-focused episodes.
Shut your whore mouth. Everything with Steel is perfect. Shut up. You fake fan. He's a himbo and a beautiful man, and I support everything he does. Because his head is empty, but his heart is full.
All right, number 2 of our favorite episodes. Austin, what is your number 2 choice for favorite episodes?
So my number 2 choice is Making Bad, the villain clip show spectacular. I love seeing the Dino Charge villains back. That was everything. It added 5 years to my life. And me and Amber look so good in this episode.
I know. Like, I mean, it's also, but it's the same second episode. I mean, because honestly, Poison Kuro. That's it.
We're giving you content.
Like, we're here. We worked really hard to bring this to you. And honestly, you know, we just love everybody, you know.
And like I loved the use of the villain clips, even though like some of the ADR was awkward and terrible.
Apparently, they didn't have the masters for the sounds and they didn't sound good, so they had to re-record stuff and music rights too, I guess. So it's like,
It's like, well, it's rough, buddy, but we made do.
It's still very cool in concept, and I loved that Roxy's an astronomist stan.
oh yes. Until she found out she turned good, then she's like, ew.
But you know, I mean, game recognizes game, honestly and truly.
Also, my number 2 choice is my gamepad.
We're hoes, and we have really similar tastes.
We're easy to please.
We honestly just share a hive minds. Like Austin said, loved all the villain interactions. Evox's crew and Sledge's crew are like some of my favorite villains ever, so seeing the two just interact and do stuff. Literally, Curio was just doing stuff in the background this episode, and I made like 50 gifs of it. It is just so precious and adorable.
Cured my depression.
I mean, Baby was just vibing.
Yeah, also the comments from the villains as they watched the clips, like when Roxy was like, ew, what is up with these villains and turning good? And Rubble standing Psycho Red, because of course he would. And Poisandra comparing her wedding to Rita and Zed's. Oh god, my villain heart was fucking beating so hard this episode.
I will say Poisey had a better wedding, though. I'm sorry, I'm bold. Spicy.
Now, that's a spicy opinion there.
Well, you know what they didn't do for the wedding is they didn't put Zed in a tux.
All right, yeah. Oh my god, that tux. Oh god, so iconic.
That was the cutest thing ever.
Why the fuck wasn't Zed wearing at least a bow tie?
Yeah, true. I mean, does he just want to be naked for his wedding?
I'm like, what did they do? Just go to the preacher's house and get married? What kind of fucking hillbilly bullshit is this?
I mean, Finster officiated the weddings.
Exactly. Like, it was low budget. You know, like, I could appreciate a thrifty queen, but also when you're the empress of all evil, like, I mean, maybe you could afford some garland, maybe some streamers, something, okay?
Maybe a ring that doesn't just look like gold felt.
I mean, honestly, though.
Okay, so one of our last favorite episodes, Austin, what is your third favorite episode of Beast Morphers?
So the one I put for my third choice is the finale from season 2, Evox Unleashed. I thought it's an amazing finale. It gave me feelings. It made me happy at the end. Evox is actually a scary, threatening villain. He fucking kills Steel.
Fucking rude bitch.
I mean, he's done it before. He killed Gem and Gemma in the RPM finale.
That is true.
He has a thing for killing Gold and Silver Rangers, by the way.
That's homophobia. But it was really cool seeing them use old Ranger tech. I loved seeing Steel become human and the epilogue, which was amazing because this is the first time in a few years where we actually get a genuine epilogue because there isn't a Christmas special.
Yeah, most times it's the Christmas episode that's the epilogue.
Which is dumb. It's so dumb. So, like, this actually wrapped up everything in, like, a neat little bow, and I loved it.
It's like, oh, hey, they're going on doing stuff.
And then we got a reprise of Great to Be Human at Steel's birthday.
Oh, and the birthday party, too, and we got to see Steel helmetless.
I'm gonna be there with Betty in the death whirl, in like a headbanging of like, yes, that was me.
Okay, so Amber, what is your third choice for favorite episode?
Mine's a little bit different because I had a feeling you guys were gonna say stuff. I wanted to be a little bit different, so I chose Grid Connection.
Oh, okay.
Because I really love seeing the babies again, the Dino Charge babies. Like, remember, we are a Dino Charge stand podcast, so like, I need to at least keep us slightly on brand here. It was so good to see Dino babies, like Jason, okay, whatever. But it was nice to see the Dino Thunder suits out of storage. It would have been nice if they had maybe gotten someone from that season to come guest star.
I mean, Kevin Duhaney, I'm sure he would say yes.
He literally wanted to.
I know, it's so bullshit. So I just really like that one. Like, I like the other ones you guys said too, but I kind of wanted to like shine a little spotlight. Yeah, because you know, I had been looking forward to it for quite some time. So one of the only episodes of Go Busters I had seen was the Dino Gangbang movie. So
Dino Clusterfuck featuring the Go Busters.
I even bought like one of the little movie pamphlets from Japan. Like, I loved it.
Anytime we see the Dino Charge Rangers is a good time in my
It
book.
really is, honestly and truly.
All right, so my third choice for favorite episode is Source Code. Because honestly, that Venjix reveal, mwah.
It was good. It was a little bit of a gag.
Yeah, I mean, it was like subtly foreshadowed in the previous episode. We got hints of dark secrets and past. And then we get Evox in the base and he's slithering through the base and Nate's like, out of the way! Move it! And then we see him in the Ranger Vault. It's like, what is he doing in that Ranger Vault? And then we see him grab that familiar suitcase and it's like, cell shift Morpher. I'm literally watching the episode for the first time. I'm like, oh my god, that briefcase. I'm like, oh my god, he's magic.
Ray's out here jizzing. It's fine.
He's Venjix. He's like, oh, Venjix. And I was like, yes, thank you. Thank you, thank you. This is the first time something in the show the fandom has wanted and asked for, and they actually did it. And they did it in a great way because they didn't just reveal it in the first episode. Because if they just had Venjix be Venjix from the first time, it wouldn't have been as satisfying. And there would have honestly been nothing to give us drama in the finale.
There wouldn't have been a gag at the end.
So they needed the gag. And honestly, it was one of the greatest gags in Power Rangers ever, to be honest. Also, this episode, it was revealed that Evox was created by Nate, essentially, from a fragment of the virus. So we get Nate here looking all sad and depressed and getting picked on by his friends, too, because there's a scene where Devin's like, did you create Vengeance? I'm like, no, I just...
You better back the fuck up.
Better leave him the fuck alone, Devin. I swear to God.
No, I just made Venjix stronger. I didn't actually create him.
Well, technically, I just released a fragment of him to go on Battle Force computer, so...
Don't bully me. I baby.
At least I didn't destroy a whole civilization like Dr. K did. Speaking of her, though, that's a good segue. Oh my god, Dr. K in this episode, she just shows up and he's like, I'm Dr. K. Do you know me? Yeah, I'm in Volume 5.
Well, I made this virus. Don't be a little bitch.
And they have this, like, back-to-back saying, like, we have that in common. I created Evox. Well, bitch, I made him first, so I'm the big fuck up, and I almost destroyed my world. But we have to live under a dome for a season.
It's like last time I checked, we were living under a dome. What? Like you're living in this cushy base? You go to a gym and get smoothies? You didn't have to cut your own hair?
Alrighty, so that was the good. So let's talk about our least liked episodes. Okay, Austin, what is your least liked episode of Beast Morphers?
My first one is Going Ape. A whole ass mess of an episode. I hate this episode so much. Me and Ray rewatched both seasons the last 2 weeks, and I wanted to die watching this episode again.
I remember the pain. It stuck out that bad to me because it's also one of mine.
To start, this is just poor writing. The conflict is so weak because it can literally be resolved with 2 words. And I'm like, y'all, literally just talk and it's resolved. But no, we gotta fucking drag it out, be mad at each other, and Robbie has to be pissed at Human Roxy so he can beat up Robo Roxy, which, yikes, my dude.
Kills her too, so that's kind of yikes.
I hate that. I hate it here.
How dare you make this Bicon be, trash?
My number one is also from season 2, Blame Game, aka the Dom Steele episode, where Steele thinks he's the boss of everyone and gives them punishments for literally no reason.
He can punish me anytime.
I mean, same.
I mean, if he told me to do anything, I'd be like, yes, daddy.
He's step on me, choke me.
But at the same time, Steele doesn't have the power that he thinks he has.
Oh, he does.
He has the power I give him, baby. Ooh!
Are you trying to convince me to take this off my least liked episodes?
Maybe I fucking am. You don't know my life.
I mean, it hurts me more than y'all because Steel is my favorite Ranger, spoilers. And the fact that I had to put a Steel episode on this list makes me feel really sad.
That's you being weak.
But Steel, throughout the whole episode, thinks he has this power over Red Battle Force because first, there's some random dude named Cole working in security. So Cole doesn't scan a lunchbox, so Steel's like, okay, go clean the fucking leaves outside. And I'm like, what? You don't have the power to do that? Or do you? Because then he fires Cole later in the episode after he thinks he's the reason why Nate got the puppet, Nate.
To be fair, he fires him in front of Shaw, so she allows it.
But he says, you're fired, and Commander Shaw's like, okay, you can do it. And I'm like, what?
Well, she probably agreed.
Yeah, but... I don't know. Steel was kind of a jerk this episode. I wasn't feeling it. You don't make Steel a jerk. That is out of character for Steel.
I'm just saying, it's weakness.
Also, for some reason, Evox yells at Robo Blaze and Robo Roxy in the episode. He's like, Blaze and Roxy, you continue to fail me. And I'm like, they're the reason why Controllatron was able to get the puppet into the base. Why the fuck are you yelling at him?
Didn't Roxy, react? She, throw up her hand? The fuck?
She's like, the fuck? What did we do?
That was funny.
Even though this is on my least liked episodes, I do have a little thing that I like about this episode, and that's Puppet Nate. Because it's kind of funny that both Silva brothers are at two sides of the sexual spectrum. Because Steele is a dom daddy, and Nate is a submissive bitch. Because when he turns into a Puppet Nate, because he gets a cute little puppet that kind of looks like him, because the puppet's baby too, and he gets absorbed into him, he gets controlled by the Robotron of the Week. And then he starts like doing these little dances because Control-chan makes him dance. And then he makes him say stuff.
Why was the Robotron not named Puppetron? Tell me.
Okay, so the thing he says that makes kind of the episode worth watching is, I'm a good little puppet.
Which I've said, and when, I don't know what episode of The Grid that was when we reviewed this episode originally, but Colby and Abraham were actually doing an Instagram live, and Colby said that was his favorite moment that Abraham did.
I mean, valid. All right, Amber, what's your least liked episode of season 2?
I mean, I hated Going Ape, but we've already talked about that. So I'm going to try to say something that we haven't said yet. And I really fucking hated Fossil Frenzy. Fucking hated it. Granted, it's kind of like a culmination of like both seasons of all the bullshit with Zoe.
Yeah, with a whole like, oh, she tries to help her brother, but ends up fucking up because she tries to use clean solid, but is actually acid, which is also orange and on the same shelf.
And it's Nate's fucking problem. And he's out here in a world of OSHA violations. Like, and I hate that just became her character was just a fuck up. And it's like, yeah, great. She can solve, like, you know, she can fix the mistakes that she makes. That's a good trait to have. But she's the only character, like, that's her only defining trait. Or being next to a guy. Like, when she starts dating Nate, it's like, oh, hey, I'm right here with, we're going to talk about this later. But I'm just saying, like, it was just a culmination. Like, I really did like her and her brother. I thought that was really sweet. But, like, my kettle had finally just got too hot. And I was just like, this is bullshit.
All right, so on to second least liked episodes. So my second least liked episode is Scrozzle's Revenge, the season 1 holiday clip show, and thankfully our only holiday clip show.
Which is sad because Scrozzle. We love and stand the Scroz.
Scrozzle gets his whole episode, and it's named after him, and he's barely in it though. It's kind of funny that he turns the Rangers into holiday ornaments. That's kind of cool.
I mean, Nate as the ornament is my icon right now.
Well, I mean valid because it's holiday and it's Nate related, so of course you needed to make that your icon for the Christmas season. But most of the episode is just boring clip show fodder.
You know what I wish this would have been? It's like we talked about this in our Alpha's Magical Christmas commentary. This should have been them teaching Steele Christmas traditions.
Yeah, Steele's Magical Christmas. That's what I've been saying.
Like, he's right there. Use him for all of this shit that you can teach Kitty lessons to.
Honestly, you could have just filmed in the base the whole episode. You didn't have to waste that much money. You should have just had Steele baking cookies and him making the tree.
They could have used Steele as a vessel to teach children about holiday traditions.
And it could have been like all kinds of holiday traditions. Been like, oh, hey, here's a Hanukkah tradition. Oh, hey, here's a Christmas tradition. Oh, hey, here's something, maybe Kwanzaa.
Yeah.
But no, we have spent the whole episode paying. Do you remember when Zoe yelled at me for putting her tablet in the right place, even though I fucking did?
There's your fucking tablet.
You remember when Ravi tried to erase my memory because I saw him painting? Remember that? Remember when Devin called me a piece of shit? Because he was too busy sucking off Blaze because he was sucking him off.
Oh, I mean, that's a ship.
So yeah, this episode's kind of boring. I do like Scrozzle in it, and I do like that there's B-Spot focus, but it's just talking about clips. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
And they didn't like work the clips into like making it fun. Like,
It was just remember this. It doesn't really relate to anything. It's just random clips shown around the episode. Yeah, at least with the Halloween clip show, it's like they kind of were creative about it since they focused on one character at a time while they were under control of this hypnotic spell. Because I remember when I watched this episode, and Austin can vouch for me because we were talking about this yesterday. It's like we didn't really like that when it first aired, but we watched it on Halloween and it's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm fine with that, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like that mentality when you watch a really good season of Power Rangers, and then you're like, oh, this was kind of bad. And when we first watch it, and then you rewatch it, like, this isn't as bad as I remember. Because we were the same way with Sink or Swim and Dino Charge, because we hated that episode when it aired.
Because it's like we're used to getting these, like, A episodes, but then when you get, like, a B or a C, you're like,
oh, this is terrible.
We also hated the Bert episode from season 2. I'm like, why the fuck do we hate that? That's a good episode.
I love that episode now. It's just weird.
I don't think Ninja Steel is going to happen like that. Like, I don't think that's going to be a thing with it. But, you know, hey, maybe it will.
Alrighty, so let's move to our third least favorite episodes of Beast Morphers. Austin, what is your third least favorite episode of Beast Morphers?
So mine is Boxed In, the sports special from season 2. I'm bored. What, I couldn't tell you anything that happened in this because it's 99% Zord footage, and then Robbie wanted to watch some sweaty guys wrestle. That's it.
I mean, I love that part because it's like confirming Ravi's bisexuality, because let's be real, he is. But it's like, okay, he's kind of out of character too, because he's like, oh, fuck the rules. I'm like, girl, you're the one that wants to follow the rules. And you're like, do I have to do range stuff? I just want to see sweaty guys lifting weights. I'm like, what is this character? Did you forget what Ravi's character is, right? He's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it was kind of very out of character for him.
Also, I do like that they use the Pan Global Games as the basis for this, because that is a thing mentioned in season 3 where Kim leaves the team. She goes to the Pan Global Games. So nice Easter egg there, but this episode was just 99% Zord footage that they needed to burn, because there's an episode in Go Buster that is like 99% Zord footage. So yeah, that's my number 3 too, by the way. Okay, Amber, do you have any other episodes you don't like?
I didn't like Gorilla Art that much. And okay, here's the reason. Is because they treat Smash like shit. Ravi did Smash so dirty. I don't care that he makes up for it. It's the fact that he fucking did it. Because a lot of stuff was just like, meh, like, I was bored, but not that bad. But like, I went for ones that pissed me off. And this one pissed me off. Like, being bored, whatever. Like, that's not the biggest offense that somebody can do for me in a TV show. Pissing me off, and like that should, I'd be like, nah, dog, nah. I can't let this stand in my house. Like, because I did like that he like fessed up, but like, you endangered your B-Spot, who's supposed to be like your partner.
And you fucked up the Zord mechanisms, because when he did that, he fucked up the Zord combination, so they couldn't form the Megazord.
Smash wouldn't have like ratted him out. I mean, he might have maybe let it slip, like, you know, because like they're kind of silly, but like if it was that important and you guys are friends.
He does reveal that at the end of the episode, where he said he knew about the painting, but he didn't want to tell him because he knew his mom was going to be mad.
Exactly. He had already known that Ravi painted, and like he should have, because he's there to be Ravi's companion. And it's just like, that's fucking bullshit. And like, granted, they all do that all the time. Like, they always shit on the B-Spots. And it's just like, wow, you guys are ungrateful fucks. So yeah, that's why that really pissed me off. Like, I was just like, that was another one.
It's like, honestly, they feel like steering wheels most of the time.
I couldn't remember off the top of my head one with Devin treating him like shit. And it feels like I did, like, I don't know.
Crunch time.
It's just, yeah. I was going to put that, but I really wanted to put Going Ape because I was really pissed about the whole trope thing. Because I was like, Ravi held out for Roxy the whole time she was in stasis. Why would he cheat on her? Like, girl, sis. He sat there and waited for you. Like, I don't know shitting on Ravi, but like...
They're both were kind of in the wrong in that episode.
Yeah, they very much were. It was just a really lazy trope. But yeah, I went for anger.
So I think we've all said all 3 of our least liked episodes, right?
I think so. We had some overlap again.
Yeah, again, because we lined up.
And we're absolutely going to have characters overlap too.
We're definitely going to have overlap here. So, favorite characters.
Everybody say their number 1 character. 1, 2, 3.
Steel.
You just morphed.
Oh, is that what happened? Fantastic! I am amazing!
Legend, icon, star, King Himbo.
Twink God at the end of the season.
Fake news. Fake news.
Action movie star Steel Silva.
Legend.
Alright, so Steel is honestly the breakout star of Beast Morphers. He gets all the good lines, he gets all the good moments, even when he's just sitting in a chair we are living.
I mean, like when his dummy thick ass bent the fucking table, I was here for it, sister girl.
Technically, that was me.
Well, that was his baddie yaddy yaddy though, so...
Yada, 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 yada.
I mean, like I said in the Silva Switch, which is honestly my favorite episode of his, like, you feel bad for him when he's like, oh, I don't have a milk, I want to eat ice cream. Nom, nom, nom.
And I'm like, I feel bad because I also want to eat ice cream all the time.
And then when he's in Nate's body and he gets to feel as though it's by drinking smoothies and wearing clothes and surfing, it's like, cowabunga! I love it.
And Nate's like, damn, I do kind of rub this in your face a little bit. Shit.
Yeah. Shit, yeah. Maybe I shouldn't have licked that ice cream cone at the beginning of the episode.
He's like, maybe I am the asshole.
All right, y'all have anything else to say to Steel before we move on?
I mean, he literally could do anything he wanted to be, and I would say thank you.
I mean, if you want me to go off about how much I love him for 2 hours, I can.
Like, this is the one Silver Ranger I'm going to fight you for, so.
Excuse me, Silver is mine. Especially this Silver.
You know, I immediately get the himbos. That's my turf.
He becomes a twink at the end of Beast Morphers.
You can have him for 0.1 episode.
Honestly, we can all have fights for Steel because, like, I get calls on Silver Rangers, Amber gets dibs on himbos, and Austin gets dibs on twinks. So we all have valid reasons for why we get Steel.
And, you know, usually I take the Gold Ranger, but this year I was generous. And I allowed Austin to have him. I was like, you may have him.
Okay, we can share him.
You can have him for the 2 episodes that he is human twink boy, and I get him for everything else.
I think the fuck not, but let's move on. All right, so second favorite characters. I think there's going to be another wraparound for this one because mine is Nate.
Mine's also Nate.
Phenomenal! The Mantis DNA worked! I'm a ranger!
So Nate is baby. In case you were wondering why we talk about how Nate is baby all season, because we never really explained it. Nate is just oozes like cute energy because he's got a baby face.
Vibes.
He's a twink.
Yeah.
He's adorable. Everything he does is just adorable. I love Nate. And Abraham Rodriguez is such a good actor because every time I see that poor little kid like get stressed or sad or mad about something, I feel it. And like when he's sad about not having a brother, even though he mentions it like 50,000 times before he gets one and it kind of was annoying, I did feel happy when he did get a brother in Steel.
Yeah, he honestly makes you feel everything that Nate is actually feeling.
And again, in like Golden Opportunity, when he sees his parents again and he's like,
Aww.
"Oh," he's like, "You gonna leave me again in Costa Rica?" I was like, "Oh no, you coming with us, bitch. Hey."
That got me misty-eyed, I will admit.
And then he's like, "Okay, these bitches need me because without me, this whole shit falls apart."
They're dumb as shit.
But then he's like, "I gotta stay here, fight Evox and Zowie." Zowie. I'm baby.
I mean, twink icon legend, honestly.
All right, I've said what I had to say about Nate. What do you have to say about Nate, Austin?
I mean, sis, you took everything.
Oh, sorry, I was greedy.
And left them with nothing.
He has a really good arc with, you know, like being estranged from his parents, wanting a brother. He goes through struggles with having a brother and with his parents, like trying to come back into his life. And then obviously him dealing with creating Evox.
Oh yes. Oh my god, talk about feeling so bad for him. Like when he's like sitting with the cell shift morpher and he has his hands on his head, I'm like, oh my god.
And he's like,
Though he was a little mean to Zoe at that point, though.
But speaking of Zoe, like, did you really need to give him that love arc with Zoe?
no.
Yeah, one season is all we need.
I've always complained about Nate and Zoe being repetitive because it's another Ranger romance. We already have that.
Like, in the same fucking show.
Same fucking season.
And theirs was better.
Yeah.
Because at least we had, like, you know, drama. It's like, oh, hey, yeah, you're also a dark avatar. Oh, hey, you're in stasis and probably going to die. It's like, okay, well, now you can't come back to, like, you know, being a ranger, so we got to work with that now in our relationship. Like, fuck out of here.
All right, so since we're talking about Roxy, let's talk about Roxy, because Amber's next choice is Roxy, and my next choice is Roxy.
Make me awesome.
I mean, who the fuck do you take me for? I love the lady villain. She's the kit and the caboodle. I mean, honestly. Like, Liana stole every scene from Colby. Like, every fucking scene. Like, the boy tried. You could tell he was trying. And she was just like, she just had to look, and she stole it.
Yeah, all she had to do was roll her eyes or just move her little hands, wave them around. Mm-hmm. It was
And I'm
great.
like, where the fuck is my lightning collection, Roxy? Where the fuck is it, Hasbro?
Blaze got 3 figures, Roxy has 1.
Blaze has a figure. Like, give her to me. I need a face. I need her and Astronema to be friends.
Like, honestly, like you said, Roxy's the queen of sass. She gets shit done. She's the one that gets all 3 data chips in season 1. She's the one that gets the Morphex for Devox all the time. And in season 2, she gets shit done when she gets all her forms. I mean, it's kind of sad that both seasons of Beast Morphers, she's the first to die before Blaze, but
Bullshit.
I guess Roxy had to die for Blaze to actually accomplish it, because that's the only way Blaze accomplishes shit if Roxy's dead.
Yeah. I wish they kind of was more of a team instead of just being like snippy snipey at each other's throats, because I think that would have been more fun.
I mean, they work together sometime.
And those bits were really great, but like also there was like, oh, I'm going to be better than you. I'm like, work together, you two airheads.
Let's stick together. Yeah. stick together. Alrighty. So, Austin, what is your third choice?
My third choice is Bicon Ravi.
How does art make you feel?
I love to paint, Mom. And I know it sounds crazy, but it makes me happy.
Ravi Shaw.
Ravi Shaw.
That's a bike one.
So I loved Ravi's arc with being a secret painter and then coming out to his mom as a painter. It's like, that is such good subtext for a queer coming out.
I do love that. I stand.
And then his romance subplot with Roxy is good, aside from going ape.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's really good. They make you feel it too, like in Digital Deception is a really good episode.
Because, like, Ravi does everything in his power to be like, okay, I'll betray everyone for the chance to see Roxy again. Like, oof. And Target Tower, too. Like, he fucks up a mission to destroy Roxy.
Disobeys a direct order from their commander.
All right, Amber, what's your third choice?
You could either think it's a little Mimi or, I just want to just shine a little respect onto somebody who's, just been there, doing their fucking job. I'm going to talk about Joanne for a second.
Rangers, the command room is with you.
Yeah!
I stand a hard-working woman. She's been there. She has been doing her fucking job, not screwing up. Like, I'm gonna give it to her. She deserves it.
She deserves a name, to be honest.
That's why her name is Joanne.
Thanks, Paul.
Thank you, Paul. I'm gonna toast you. Like, I mean, because, I could have said something really easy, but I was like, I want to be a little spicy, a little fun.
She does get a lot of dialogue, too, in, the last, 2 episodes. She's in it a lot.
I do wish we would have been able to, have a bigger role, especially in the epilogue, but, hey, it's fine.
She's there. She's thriving.
She come there to get her money, go home. Hopefully she's, has some nice pups, takes care of her dogs and cats.
You're building a whole story for her now. Shit.
You know what? God damn it. She needs it. She deserves it.
Maybe she'll get a spin-off story in the Boom Comics.
She's a hardworking queen. Please, Ryan Parrott, write me a Joanne story.
Power Rangers Beast Morphers Joanne, the untold story.
Yes! Oh, fuck. Maybe we should write it.
All right, let's move on to least liked characters. So, Austin, who is your least liked characters in Beast Morphers?
Amber, sweetie, I am so sorry. It's Zoe.
That's why I'm here. Because I'm not afraid of big problems. I solve big problems.
I have a feeling why you're going to say it.
This is absolutely all on the writing. It is not Jacqueline. She is a great actress. And she has some great moments, too. But I'm like, the writing flops for her. And she could have been so much.
They didn't do anything with her. They just made her have the same trope over and over and over again. And I absolutely agree.
Her character is honestly a prop. And it sucks.
Honestly, she's good in season 1, but when season 2 starts and she starts dating Nate, that's when she just becomes a prop and just fucks up all the time.
I feel like, the fucking moment they even get a hint of a relationship between her and it hurt me to say that. I was trying to choke it out. Between her and Nate, that's when her character just kind of went from at least kind of having a little, maybe a smidge of agency to having no agency. She's just a prop that makes mistakes and has to fix her mistakes.
I did like it first where she would solve problems like building X-Bikes to solve the whole road problem, tearing down that forest.
But then they went from that and degraded it to her just solving problems that she made.
Yeah, literally, it was 3 Over Focus episodes in a row were solving problems she made for herself.
I do want to point out the one moment that I was like, this is what we could have had shit like this, was with her and her mom.
Absolutely.
In the finale. I actually cried, and I'm a hard ass bitch and I don't fucking cry. But I actually had tears. That was a really good moment, and that showed you how good of an actress Jackie is, because that was so well done. And I was like, we could have had shit like that. There could have been a concurring storyline, flirting between her mom knowing if she's a ranger or not. That could have been her storyline.
Instead of, Nate's girlfriend.
Yeah, I'm sorry, no.
We really had to wait until the finale to get a good moment from Zoe.
And it's sad. I didn't put her on my list because of that moment. Yeah, that moment really saved her for me, even though the whole season, it just was kind of garbage.
At least we have 2 girls in Dino Fury, but also don't do this shit. Don't make them the fuck up. Don't make their plots just revolve around guys.
Yeah, we don't need another love interest story.
Take Nate out of the equation. Her focus episode, Fossil Frenzy, still revolved around her brother.
Even in Ninja Steel, we had 2 girls there. One was a girlfriend and the other one was a fucking piece of shit. Sarah was a piece of shit. Not a role model, a kind of a bitch. And plus, boys need to see women are strong.
But thankfully, we have great female representation in the season with Roxy and Commander Shaw.
Yeah, it's just been nice if one of those was a ranger.
All right, you got it, Zoe?
She was the big part. We did talk about her for a minute.
Well, she's not on my list, but you know who is on my list? This may come shock to no one, but Ben and Betty.
As a new leader, I want to thank you two for all your help.
Ah, don't mention it.
No, do mention it. A lot.
Oh, wow.
I lumped them into my one choice because honestly, they're undistinguishable because they're always together and they don't really have any separate focus ever.
They're second on my list. I combine them as one person. They're a duo, but their gags 90% of the time just so unnecessary, and it's tonal whiplash, honestly, because we're getting this dramatic storytelling from the Ranger side, and then they do this shit.
Like the episode Target Tower, where it's literally a penultimate episode and shit's going down, and Betty are flailing around in a grocery cart in the fucking episode where shit's going down.
Is that the same episode where they put the equipment in the truck
without closing the door and Blaze just grabs it? Yep.
God.
They're pointless comic relief. They don't get any focus beyond stupid comic relief gags. I wish they got stuff like in Game On where Ben is defending her sister from this hologram played by James Davies.
There was another moment from them that didn't actually make me laugh, and it's when they're waiters for Robbie and Roxy's anniversary date and going ape, where Robbie's like, oh, I didn't get you anything, and they just pick it all up, and Betty's like, that's great.
If we have more subtle gags like that with them, I'd like them more, but it's always like, they're more Phil and cocaine.
I'm gonna not surprise you guys, they're not on my list at all. I don't stand, but I don't hate them.
Alright, Amber, who's number one on your least liked list?
Megan.
You're head of Zord maintenance.
For now. I think I'm definitely ready to take a step up and work in the lab.
What? Because she know what she did. I don't care. That was so under-fucking-handed. I don't care what bullshit she tried to redeem herself. I'm just like, nope, you're still a shady bitch. I know who you are. That's your colors, girl. That's your colors. I appreciate you have aspiration, but also you know what you did.
That is a spicy take.
I told you guys I was going to get a little spicy. I'm sorry, but the way she handled that, I was like, absolutely not. She was undermining them and she lied. And I'm sorry, but if I'm running a big military kind of style base, I'm sorry. I don't want someone like that. If you want to move up based on your actual merits and not blackmail, I'll move you up. I won't excuse blackmail like that. I told you I was going to get spicy.
Yeah, so my second least liked character is General Burke.
You disobeyed a direct order. Listening time is over.
Because he is a weird fucking character. Because he is played really weird.
I mean, he's in 2 episodes?
He's in a few episodes, actually. He's in 5 or 6 episodes. The actor who plays General Burke, Mark Wright, has voiced a lot of monsters in the past. So I know he's a good actor, but the way he talks, acts, and scenes, it's like the fucking clown. And I'm like, what the fuck is this?
I mean, General Burke is a clown, to be honest.
I mean, he's Ben and Betty's dad, so I guess their comic relief mess had to come from somewhere.
I mean, but how did you become general if you're that terrible?
Also using that fucking nepotism to get your kids at freaking Red Battle Force messing shit up. Thanks, by the way.
Yeah, way to go.
I think their performance capturing Scroz at the end kind of redeems them a bit. It's like they get over that awkward stage.
The thing is that at the end of Beast Morphers, Commander Shaw becomes a general, so I don't think she was dealing with that shit anymore. She's like, you better shape up or ship out, bitch, because I'm not dealing with your comic relief anymore, because I'm a general.
Or maybe they did some more training. They were just security, but they weren't important in any way.
Maybe they had to prove themselves after Beast Morphers and was like, okay.
Or maybe they decided hey, we want to do something to help out because everybody else is busy. This is something we can do. I want to give them some credit, okay? Because I kind of liked them. Not like every joke, but I liked their heart.
Again, they have moments. I don't hate them as much as Victor and Monty.
I am the Paula Abdul of this situation when it comes to them.
Okay.
I just like them. I think they're neat.
So Austin already said their second. So on to my third, Human Blaze.
Konnichiwa. Hey, you guys, check it out. I won my karate match.
Same. Literally, who the fuck is he? You don't know. We never see him.
I mean, honestly, a lot of character traits in season 1 are just he's mean, he's arrogant, he gets angry very easily, and that just goes on to Avatar Blaze, which I like, by the way. I'm not talking about Avatar Robo Blaze when I lump Blaze into my least liked character list. It's Human Blaze, because he's also a mess too, because it's he has these traits in season 1, and then they're gone in season 2, and he's a different character in season 2.
I think if we had gotten a bridge between how he was in season 1 and him pulling back a little bit and being hey, I was kind of an asshole. I just was taking this really seriously and I didn't think that you felt the same way. And literally, it's you could have had a 3-second scene between him and Devin, just him saying that, and then you would have been okay, season 1 to season 2, this is totally oh, they're friends now.
And we know nothing about him personally besides he likes karate and he was the Red candidate. We know nothing about his family life. We know nothing about him as a person.
It's like we see him in the season 1 premiere. He's a dick. He's in a coma. And then in season 2, we just don't see him at all.
Until it's like, Konnichiwa from Japan, I want a trophy.
It's like, okay, twink.
All right, so what's your third, Austin?
Mine was Human Blaze.
I still have 2 left.
Oh, you have 2 left?
Yeah, we never got to my second or my third.
Oh, I'm sorry, Amber.
It's fine because they're spicy too, so it's fine.
All right, pop off, sis.
My second one is Evox.
I am Evox. Evox? The Morphin grid will be mine.
I found him boring like 99% of the time. Also, he killed Steel. I did, like, up until like they really started Devin's dad situation, like especially like getting into the end of season 2, like he was just kind of boring. He wasn't really very threatening.
I'll give you season 1 because he's just in a computer and he's a snake, doesn't do shit. I liked the Mayor Daniel stuff because that's building the speed.
Once he was like in his body and all he just needed to be charging, it was kind of boring. I was like, what a punk ass bitch.
Well, he had to charge up.
But it's just like, I don't know, like even with his interactions with Skraz and Roxy and Blaze, I just was like kind of,
I just do appreciate that we actually got a villain to where their final plan, we see it build up throughout the whole season. It's not just like, oh, I wanted to brainwash people this whole time in like episode 19 of season 2.
Oh, I want human slaves, but it's like I have a fucking army of robots that can do the same damn thing.
Yeah, it's like, I'm glad at least we got that.
I mean, I still like Evox. That's Amber's hot take.
The Venjix reveal is what cements him, to be honest.
yeah, exactly. And I like Venjix as a villain. And also because he killed Steel, the punk ass bitch.
Oh, yeah. The second he did that, I was like, kill him! Kill him!
And then my third one's a little bit of a funny, but I mean, it's a solid opinion, and I think you will all agree. Keeper.
I have other business to attend to. So long, Power Rangers.
Because even in only one appearance, he is still also a punk ass bitch.
I never really cared for Keeper.
Just because, we've already said really good ones. And obviously, I knew you two were going to latch on to Ben and Betty. And so this is me trying to save them a little bit.
I mean, you know what? Like, it's been, 5 years since Dino? I'm just still bitter they didn't use the Xenowing suit for Keeper.
Yeah, it's bullshit. Like, I'll be salty forever.
At least we got Xenowing.
Yeah, like we got it, but I feel like it was like pulling teeth to get Xenowing, and we had to do all that bullshit with James Navarro, and I could have just had more Xenowing.
Yeah, he should have been the mentor.
Okay, so let's talk about our favorite quotes of the season.
There are so many. This was hard.
I limited it to 3 of us each. We all get 3. I'll go first with my 3. So my first one is from Nate in Sound and Fury.
Not so fast, Megan.
I mean, are we surprised though?
We say that like every day.
That's the one I also had as my number 1.
Alright, so my number 2 is from Dr. K in Source Code.
I love a good cup of tea.
Because honestly, we all do love a good cup of tea.
Yeah, we all do.
I mean, and it's Dr. K too. She's a meme queen. Like, everything she does is a meme. Like, I made 5 gifs of Dr. K from her one episode of Beast Morphers.
She's an icon.
And my third quote from Beast Morphers is from Steel in Believe It or Not.
Well, you all thought I had a screw loose. And actually, I did. See?
I mean, everything he says is kind of a quote.
There are so many good Steel quotes that I wanted to use, but I limited myself to 3 quotes because I didn't want this to be a 3-hour show. All right, so those are my quotes. Austin, what are your quotes?
My first quote is from Curio, obviously, from Making Bad.
Whoa! I can't read, but those look like diamonds!
That's you.
I would have put that on my list, but I knew you were going to put that on your list, and I couldn't take that away from you.
Yeah, that would be rude.
Because you're Curio.
My second one is from Real Steel, when Steel says,
"Don't let my looks fool you. I'm very, very dumb."
Aww. I love Steel. That is a good one, too.
That's me in a quote.
That is himbo energy.
And then my last one is from the Blame Game, when Controlled Nate says,
"I'm a good little puppet."
That kind of made that episode not 100 complete shit, so. All right, Amber, do you have any quotes that we didn't steal from you?
No, because I'm really bad at remembering quotes, and also, most things that Steel says is kind of a quote.
Fair enough. Okay, so the overall story. So, for me, Beast Morphers was pretty well written for the most part. Things are foreshadowed and paid off for the most part. Characters got story arcs for the most part, and development mostly. Also, Great Knots continuity and one of the best twists in Power Rangers ever. So, Austin, what do you think of the overall story for Beast Morphers?
He said pretty much what I wrote down. It tells a complete story from start to finish. There is actually developing things going on in this season. And most of the characters aren't the same at the end as they are at the beginning, which that shows you that there's development.
That's growth. All right, Amber, what do you think of Beast Morphers as a whole?
I definitely enjoyed the story of this season more than some others in recent years that we've watched.
Oh, definitely.
And I loved how they touched on more family moments than like a Red and his daddy issues. Like I love that. And I do think there's more room for the writers to improve when writing characters, especially like, you know, Zoe with all of her bullshit. And every single one of her storylines was fixing a mistake she made or being, you know, we've talked about that ad nauseum. It just got old. And for the only woman on the team, like on the actual team, it was just really bad. I hated that. But like there was some stuff that was like really good. Like even Devin is at like, yeah, Red Ranger daddy moments. I did not hate all of that.
They're valid ones though, because the last two is like, oh, my dad's missing and I have angst again. But it's actually like good Devin stuff. Like he tries to prove himself to his dad, but he just thinks it's a fuck up.
Like it's definitely like Devin proving himself, but also like them two just having a conversation. Like in the car wash, they're having a conversation. And a lot of times, you know, it shows kids that they can talk to their parents and have those kind of conversations. Not like it's like a serious conversation, but like just tell them how they're doing, like, you know, things in their life and share stories. And I think that's important, but like, you know, let's grow on that. Like, okay, you've got that. All right, next step. What's next?
Valid. Okay, so here's the question, guys. Season 1 or Season 2? For me, it's Season 2 because it had all the stuff that fed me. It fed me as a fan, as a Power Ranger fan, with all the Easter eggs and stuff. And a gay, because the musical numbers. Come on now. Great to be human. Very gay. Very gay.
My only note is Season 2, Dino Team Up, Are You Blind?
Season 2 had the Dino Team Up trilogy, all the lore and Easter eggs.
And the Captain Chaku stuff was really good too.
I liked the Chaku stuff. I was surprised about how much I actually liked it.
I thought I was going to hate that, and I didn't mind it.
Sheriff Skyfire was something to compare to, and that was terrible.
It was trash.
And then Season 2 also has my favorite episodes of the season.
I mean, yeah, all three of mine are on Season 2.
Some of your favorite episodes of Power Rangers, period. Let's be real.
Yeah. The finale is amazing, and I love Robo Roxy and Robo Blaze more than the Avatars because they're just sassier and they have highlights. So
I agree. So all of us at Season 2. Okay.
I mean, also, I think it also helps that Season 2 is a bit fresher to us.
Well, that too. Me and Austin both watched Season 1 and 2 before we did this, so all this is fresh in our mind. Okay, so how does Beast Morphers compare to other seasons? It's sure as hell better than Ninja Steel.
Yeah. It's a really good season. Like, it has mostly good writing, lore, humor from Steel.
Very dark stuff with Nate.
Yeah.
Sassy villains. Sledge's crew coming back. Dino Charge Rangers coming back.
It fed us. It really did. Like, we ate like kings.
How it compares to other seasons? Well, it's a better anniversary season than actual anniversary seasons.
Oh, you're right there. It feels more like an anniversary season than Mega Force and Ninja Steel combined.
Which is really sad because it wasn't an anniversary season.
It was right after the anniversary season.
Girl, what's that? I think that's period.
It's the best anniversary, non-anniversary season. This is not in my top 5, but it might be like 6 or 7 to me.
Yeah, I said it's definitely top 10, but because of like the Zoe shit and the B-Spot treatment, it really keeps it from being top 5.
It's top tier for sure.
But I think that was in your top 5, right? When we did our rankings?
Yeah, I think I put it at 5.
And Judd definitely made up for literally doing nothing in Ninja Steel.
Ninja Steel was fucking trash, mama. It was only slightly better than fucking Mega Force.
Ninja Steel was just filler. Heartwarming episode filler.
There's like 2, maybe 3 episodes that have an actual arc.
I understand that a Ninja was pretty garbage, mama. Like, there was not a lot to do with that, but I feel like that also probably should have given you more freedom to get real fucking buck wild.
It still has the freedom, though. It's nothing like the Ninja, so you would think that they would be able to tell a story better, but they didn't.
It was flat, and it was unfortunate because, like, there were some parts of it that I really wanted to love. Like, I wanted to like the actors because they all seemed like good kids, and, like, they all have talent. I can see it. It's just, you know, when you only got so much to work with.
I just feel bad for Peter because he was really jazzed to be a Ranger, and his brother got a good season, and he didn't.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Pete. Like, we wanted to. We really did.
Yeah, I was really, like, gunning for Ninja Steel when it aired, and I tried defending him, but now it's like, no.
I was like, yeah, I really want to give this a chance. Like, I want to like this. And
it's just generic The House.
And I'm just like, I'm sorry, guy. Like, I really wanted to do it.
All right, so let's wrap this shit up by talking about our hopes for Dino Fury. All right, so for me personally, I would like more of the same in the writers department when it comes to like building up character stuff and building up arcs and subtly foreshadowing things and lore, less comic relief shit.
Yeah, get rid of it. Is so pointless. It adds nothing. It really doesn't.
We don't need another comic relief duo.
We don't need people specifically for comic relief. Like, let the Rangers be funny.
Dino Charge. Dino Charge.
It's like, let the Rangers be funny. Let the villains be funny. I would even be okay with some allies being funny, but like, don't.
We don't need characters just for that sake.
Don't make characters just to be the comic relief, because it didn't work with Victor Amani and it didn't work with Ben and Betty. So doing it a third time is not going to be a charm.
The only reason why it works with Bulk and Skull because like it was what it was.
Nostalgia.
Also, they were around for 6 seasons and they eventually grew as characters.
Yeah, they were other characters. Like, they weren't just like, they were bullies and then like they had a story. Like, you can't do that kind of a thing with one season.
Like, if you base Bulk and Skull just season 1 of Mighty Morphin, they're trash. And that's why Victor Amani and Ben and Betty are trash for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bulk and Skull didn't start getting good until like season 3 and later.
When they gave them the police stuff to do and then the detective stuff. And then it dipped in Turbo and then it went up and in space. Also, I would like a full musical episode, please.
Please, oh my god, give me like a soundtrack album with just all original songs.
I mean, great to be human fetus. I want to be Morphin because you got a boy band member in the cast. Just saying. Give him something to do.
Let us have it.
Also, more Easter egg, please. I would like more Easter eggs. That was great. Y'all have any hopes for Dino Furies that I didn't mention already?
Please don't do what you did to Zoe to anybody else. I would like human villains.
Yes.
Yeah.
Give us another fierce lady villain.
And then my third, this is just a special little treat for me. Please bring back the old Scrosmataz.
Yes, because he survived at the end of Beast Morpher, so bring him back.
I feel like mine is not too out of the pocket. I'm just like, give me some more human villains.
Hashtag bring Scrozzle back.
And give me a Scrozzle Lightning Collection figure maybe while you're at it.
Also, don't act like he can't get Campbell Cooley back to voice him. Come on now.
I mean, because you've gotten Campbell Cooley to voice how many things?
We saw him pictured at the table read, so...
He has voiced a villain in every season since Megaforce, so come on, don't break that tradition.
Just let me have it. Like, we all love Scrozzle here. Like, we deserve it.
I think that would be a really cool connection if, like, Scrozzle was, like, a general for Dino Fury 2. That would be fun.
Or maybe he's, like, that's his origin. Like, that's where he came from and he came back.
I feel like 2020's been a bad year for us. So, like, what we deserve in 2020.
Give us more of that Scrosmataz.
I also have a few others. So I want connections to Dino Charge, please, for the love of God.
Put it in the Dino Charge dimension.
Please, 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 please. And I would love a queer ranger or character, for the love of God. It's 2021 when this is coming out, so fuck, for the love of God.
Like, enough of this hetero shit. Give us a gay romance.
I'm so tired of hetero nonsense. Subtext is nice sometimes, but it's like, can we actually have some text?
I love Charlie as much as the next gay, but come on now. Alrighty, so that was the end of our Beast Morphers retrospective. If you're hungry for more Beast Morphers content while you're waiting for Dino Fury, you can check out Austin's farewell video for Beast Morphers on the Morphlegacy YouTube channel. And you can also check out my Easter egg article on morphlegacy.com where I list every Easter egg in Beast Morphers. Be sure to tune in next week for a brand new episode of The Grid. But until then, everyone say bye.
Bye. Bye. Happy New Year. Bye-bye.
This has been a Morphin Legacy production, bitches.